Good Friday morning to you. This weather video is driven by 802 cars representing 802 Toyota, Twin City Subaru, and 802 Honda. They're all located off of Exit 7 on Interstate 89. Big sweep of moisture coming in out of the Gulf of Mexico, going over the top of a ridge, usually spells problems. And you can see here, this is the area of low pressure on the tail end, the caboose, if you will, throwing a lot of warm, moist air, overrunning colder air that'll be stretching out along a frontal boundary. This is currently located up here. This will be transitioning into the region. Synoptic scale very quickly. You can see where the colder air is on the back side of this. Kind of a narrow strip, if you will, but a lot of moisture and some of the heavier moderate rainfall working in across mainly northern Vermont as we speak. This is going to be taking shape across most of the day on Friday. Roger Hill of Wuthering Heights, weather hazards forecaster for VELCO. This storm system bringing multiple precipitation types, moderate to heavy, along with gradient winds today, Friday. This will last into Saturday with a main action Friday night into Saturday with excessive mixed precipitation types. Poor travel will be followed by a period of moderate to heavy snowfall. The northwestern portion of Vermont will be under the gun there, all this being covered with subalerts and alerts. Arctic air returns briefly on Sunday into Monday before a rebound or moderation in temperature the middle of this coming week. Developing jet stream energy could also spin up another significant snowfall. This would begin Tuesday night into the day on Thursday. Several or more inches were possible with this snowstorm, and it looks like a medium dry quality. That's the good news there. Future updates on this next incoming storm system will be issued. First of all, we're going to concentrate on what's going on currently with this very busy outlook. This is the current setup here, and what we can see is colder air beginning to bleed into the region with those dashed blue lines, 5,400 meter thickness, and that tail end caboose, if you will, that area of low pressure with a fairly decent enhancement of extra moisture working in out of the Gulf of Mexico. That moves in and tails off as a snowfall. You can see colder Arctic air that has worked in. This is valid Sunday morning at about 7 a.m. High pressure builds in for a couple nice days, albeit on the cold side, but good project weather. Here comes our next shortwave. This is located kind of an Alberta clipper and a deep trough, kind of a mean wave trough here. This jet stream energy is going to be diving down and then spinning up an area of low pressure here. So this is how it shapes up. It's 72 hours. This gets in here on Tuesday afternoon, at least the first start of it. Looks like a regular frontal system. Jet stream energy then rounds the base of the trough and then spins up a surface low. It's going to be off the coast. It's going to throw in a lot of moisture from the Atlantic. And something we're going to have to keep a close eye on would be any wet snow possibilities. However, at this time, it looks like that would be a problem for mostly eastern New England. And it spins into a 981 millibar low. And then that pushes away, so we get a shot of snow, and this looks like it could be on the significant side here for Vermont. This is the HREF forecast. This is valid 10 o'clock this morning. You can see moderate rain working on through mainly this morning. And with the cold front coming in, different precipitation types. This would be valid at about 4 o'clock. This is 5 o'clock. 6 o'clock. It's indicating more sleet than freezing rain. I'm not sure we can count on that just yet. And also, that caboose portion of the storm here with excessive heavier snow begins to work into the region, coming out of New York. And this is valid at 7 o'clock on Saturday morning. Once again, the synoptic scale with the incoming colder air. You can see this is relatively colder air in the darker purples here. The blue is freezing, the freezing line, and you can see the feed coming out of both the Gulf of Mexico along this frontal boundary and this area of higher pressure, very strong and pushing in that warmer air. Looking at the GFS ensemble centered on Burlington, you can see that this is Mainly a rainstorm changing and transitioning over to primarily snow on the back end. Fairly excessive amounts. We're talking over 1 inch here, 1.2, 1.5 inches in the center line. Outlier as much as 1.8 inches. This has excessive mixed precipitation in this portion of the storm. Total accumulation for the next 7 days, a couple storms included here. You can see the back edge. Switching over to temperature, a GFS ensemble again centered on Burlington, Vermont. A very warm day today. That's going to be the apex, and then a sharp cold front will deliver colder air going down below zero. And then we moderate in temperature, staying below 32 degrees for the most part. Maximum temperatures anomaly over the next 5 days. You can see colder air being pushed in with that trough of lower pressure. The warmer air evacuating out of the region. 3 days later, colder air across the entire eastern seaboard, but transient conditions, progressive weather pattern with warmer temperatures developing in the west will eventually head east later on. Last but not least, the GFS ensemble centered on Rutland, Vermont. These are temperature anomalies. You can see we're well above normal, going down below normal, a little bit of an uptick here, and then we're going to moderate. That's it from here. Thanks for watching. Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights.